Kolkata, the city of joy. The cultural capital of India is still the same with its tradition and roots. Not only that, Kolkata had some of the busiest streets in the world, containing people from different places, communities, ages. As the city itself, it has a unique mode of transportation that has been running for over a century. To many, the Swansea and Mumbles Railway, built in 1804 to carry limestone from Mumbles to Swansea docks and originally known as the Oystermouth Railway, is considered to be the world's first public passenger railway system. Its purpose for construction is as similar as the purpose for the first tramway network in Calcutta to transport goods. The permission to carry passengers along the Mumbles Railway was given in 1807, and on 25th March 1807, the first regular service carrying passengers between Swansea and Mumbles began. Calcutta, on the other hand, had to wait another 66 years since the commencement of the Mumbles Railway to carry passengers to have anything resembling the same.
मुझे कोई शौक है रेलवेज का, ट्रैम्स का, और अंग्रेजी में बोलना है कि हिंदी में बोलना है? I have an interest in trains, and I'm very concerned about how humans interact with trains and with basically railways and tramways. That's my interest. So as a photographer, I like to document how people interact with these modes of transport. So the idea is to be able to capture human pictures with the rolling stock. So most train fans or ferroequinologists, they are concerned with just the rolling stock. They just want to take pictures of the trams or the trains by themselves. But I'm more concerned about how people utilize them, what sort of things get transported. You know, in some places in India, you have trains that transport goats. In some places, you have trams that are transporting laundry and things like that. So that is what takes my interest.
The permission to construct a tramway within the city of Calcutta was conferred by an act in 1867. But it was not until the push from the government of India in 1870 that the process of establishing a street railway in Calcutta actually started to roll. Hence, all the produce arriving at Sealdah station had to travel that distance by some means or the other. In the absence of any other transport system within the city, the Justices of Peace had no other choice but to suggest a tramway, especially after the Eastern Bengal Railway study showed that a tramway to Strandback Road and to Bhawanipur would be extremely cost-effective. The government of Bengal also appointed a committee to do a feasibility study with a detailed plan for the report, which was submitted on 24th August 1870 and was sanctioned by the Government of India in 1871. Right from the beginning, it was decided that the route should commence at Sealdah station and head west towards the riverfront, where the numerous warehouses and stores were already dotting the bank. A perfect place where crops or other materials can be stored and at the same time can be taken away in boats to other parts of the country.
उतना इंतजार कौन करेगा ट्राम का, वही बात है, इसलिए बस से हम लोग निकल जाता है।
मतलब ट्राम बहुत धीरे जाता है, ये है ना?
धीरे भी जाता है, बहुत देर पर भी आता है ट्राम। 1 घंटा पर, आधा घंटा पर एक ट्राम आता है, कौन इतना इंतजार करेगा? उससे पहले बस से आदमी चल जाता है। ट्राम चल भी नहीं पाता है पूरा, जहाँ तहाँ रोक देता है उसको, ट्रैफिक जाम रहता है, कुछ गाड़ी लगा देता है ट्राम के जगह पर, इसके वजह से ट्राम को चलने भी नहीं बनता है, ट्राम चल भी नहीं पाता है उतना, यही वजह हो गया।
It was not too late before the next attempt in constructing a tramway system for the city of Calcutta started afresh. And in 1878, a group of independent promoters comprising of Dillwyn and Alfred Parrish, along with Robinson Soter, chalked out an elaborate tramway system plan for the city and executed an agreement between themselves and the Corporation of Calcutta in 1879. The agreement was subsequently given effect by the Calcutta Tramways Act of 1880. Soon after, the Calcutta Tramways Company Limited (CTC) was registered in London during the same year. 8 different routes were sanctioned and were of meter gauge with box section rails, which caused much inconvenience to pedestrians and other carriages. This second phase had started on 27th October 1880 between Sealdah railway station and Bowbazar Dalhousie, although formal inauguration happened on January 1881. Soon, routes along the present-day Robindra Shoroni and Chorongi followed suit. During the first few years of operation, the routes had single tracks with passing loops. By 1885, 13 million passenger trips were made during the year, and with an increase in ridership and service. All routes were gradually made into a double track section. During that period, the concept of stops were diametrically opposite to what we understand by stops today. With no designated place as stops, one could literally board or disembark at will or flag a tram down wherever they wanted. By 1895, the CTC had 186 tram cars, 19 miles of route length, and about 1,000 horses, most of which performed poorly and suffered a lot under the hot and sultry Calcutta weather. With the technological advancements happening at par with the rest of the world in the last decade of the 19th century, the CTC was keen on using electricity as the main motive power, seeing which, in 1896, Messrs. Kilburn and Company submitted a proposal to introduce electric traction system for trams in Calcutta. The CTC appointed a committee in 1896 to oversee the proposal. A draft agreement was accepted in 1899, which stated that horsepower should be replaced by electric traction by December 1902, along with converting the entire system to standard gauge.
That's what brings me to Calcutta. It's the last surviving tram network of India. Happens to be the first in Asia. It's in quite a sorry state at the moment, but I hope things get better from here on. Right? So with the hard work put in by the CTUA, the Calcutta Tram Users Association, I'm hoping to see something better in future. So that's basically what brought me here.
तो हम सबके लिए, हम जो कलकत्ता में रहते हैं, ट्रामिक इमोशन है और ये ट्राम चलेंगे और नहीं चलेंगे, इसके बारे में क्वेश्चन मार्क आ रहा है, तो आपका क्या बोलना है?
आ रहा है कि आ चुका है?
आ चुका है,
आ चुका है ना? तो
जैसे कि आप बोले ये सर्वाइविंग लास्ट
जी, एशिया का आखिरी ट्रैम नेटवर्क है। बॉम्बे में 1964 में ट्रैम मिटाए गए थे, और अब आप जहाँ पे आप ये इंटरव्यू ले रहे हैं, wherever you're conducting this interview, your tram just traveled about 1 kilometer along a road that was occupied by 2 lanes of auto rickshaws. And if you're telling me that trams are the ones that are blocking the way, I'm sorry, you're totally mistaken. It's actually the rickshaws that are blocking the way. The trams actually enable quicker movement of traffic in a safe way. It's good for senior citizens, it's good for children, It's safer to climb on. It's a smoother ride if the rolling stock is well maintained. So the question mark hangs entirely because of the... I hate to get political about it, but if the government does something about it, things can be changed. That's all I can say. Right? Yeah, I hope I haven't offended anyone.
কিন্তু এটা তো জেনারেলি সবাই বলবে যে ট্রামটা যদি সরকার চায় তো উইদিন এ মান্থ সব রুট ভালো করে চালাতে পারে। পুরো পাক সার্কাস থেকে ব্রিজে ইয়া পিজি হসপিটাল অব্দি সব বানিয়ে দিল 1 বছরের মধ্যে, অত বড় ব্রিজ, ওভার ব্রিজ। আর এই সামান্য ব্রিজে রিপেয়ারিং কি কোনো বড় ব্যাপার আছে? পুরো সমস্ত অল ওভার কলকাতা যত লাইন ছিল সব লাইনকে চেঞ্জ করা হলো, টোটালি লাইন চেঞ্জ করা হলো। যদি না চালাবার ছিল তো খরচা করে লাভটা কি? যখন সব ট্রাম লাইন চেঞ্জ করা হয়েছে তো সরকারকে ট্রাম সার্ভিস চালু করা উচিত, ভালো সার্ভিস করা উচিত। हम দেখুন প্রশাসন চাইবে ঠিক জাম সব মেনটেন করতে পারে।
তাহলে কি ফ্লাইওভার বা মেট্রো
একটা ট্রাফিকের একটা ডিসিপ্লিন আছে, ডিসিপ্লিন মধ্যে যদি সব কাজ হয় ঠিক চলবে। ডিসিপ্লিন না মেনে যদি এদিকে ওদিকে গাড়ি যেখানে সেখানে পার্কিং হবে, যেখানে সেখানে যাবে, তো অটোমেটিক্যালি ডিস্টার্ব হবে।
The sequestration of the CTC by the West Bengal government in 1967 brought about many unpleasant realities, including utter neglect, effect of social turmoil and age, and rampant corruption. To further complicate the matter, numerous strikes took its toll on the tramway system, while the devaluation of rupee contributed to less of import and more of jugaad. On the 19th July 1967, the Calcutta Tramways Company Act was passed, which paved the way for the government to take over the management of the tramway company. 1970s being the stormy decade, it did not leave the tramways untouched. For the first time in the history of tramways in Calcutta, routes were closed down, more owing to the congestion and traffic lawlessness of other vehicles than owing to a fault of the trams. The Nimtala Ghat section in Calcutta was also not spared and was closed down in 1973. The double-ended Howrah tram cars were inducted into the Calcutta network by modifying them to suit the requirements of the eastern bank of the river. 12 tram cars were pressed into service after the required modifications, while a few were converted as utility cars. The rest were scrapped. In 1990s onward, the only boost that the CTC got is when enthusiasts and tram connies like Roberto D. Andrea from Melbourne came in with his group of fellow trammies. As part of the Calcutta-Melbourne Tram Jatra festival, tram services were spruced up and got the required attention and maintenance. Since much of the funding from the World Bank was spent behind rolling stocks, infrastructure like tracks and tractions mostly remained in a sorry state. To make things miserable profit-wise, the Howrah station connection was severed, which resulted in an overnight slump in earnings from which the tramways never really recovered. To top it all, in a bizarre move, they also experimented with buses starting in 1992, which resulted in further loss of revenue due to poor planning. So what is the future of Kolkata tram? Will it be seen 20 years from now? Shall we lose our heritage forever? Who knows?